This is our introductory video to our new vlog that we've decided to start doing. We've seen other parents from different parenting groups and whatnot that we're both in, and they've done vlogs, and we've kind of taken what we feel like are the best parts of each one and tried to put them into our own as we've brainstormed how things are going to go. But as much as this is a way for us to let a lot of different friends and family into our lives and see some of the things that we go through, it's also meant to be a way for us to have a photo and video journal, if you will.
Just kind of stuff for us to look back on. We're doing a lot right now between this little stink, who is Rosemary. For those of you who don't know, she's about to be 3 months old. To just kind of watch her grow. And then we're also just doing a bunch of stuff right now. We're wanting to start going to the gym and losing some weight and eating healthier. And we're also doing some improvements to our home. Nothing super crazy, but sorry, I think she's about to throw up. So you might get that on camera. We're going to probably buy a new car here soon. And we want to move in the next couple years. So there's just so much going on that we want to make sure we don't get just caught up in a whirlwind. And we want to make sure that this little stink bot has stuff to look back on from when she was younger. We don't exactly do home videos in this generation anymore. So our way to just kind of keep everything going.
And, obviously there's a lot that's going to, happen between now and, the next couple of years. And so I know that for us, we wanted to share in our experiences, the success that we have, the struggles that we have, the times that we've laughed, the times that we've cried. We really want to, take those experiences and share them because, in the same sense that we were both in a couple of different parenting groups, and there's a lot of times where we'll stumble across something that somebody else has gone through, and it kind of helps us, decide our path from there on out with, different things that we learn from different people. So, we want to do the same thing, and there might be things that we go through that other people haven't yet, and we want to share that experience, not to offer unsolicited advice, but just to show you what worked for us and what didn't work for us. So there's a lot that we want to talk about. If you do get a chance to go look at the description in the YouTube channel, then perfect. But if not, there's going to be a ton of topics. I mean, work, college, and life balancing. Obviously, parenting, being the parents of a 3-month-old has its many, many ups, and there are some things that aren't always so great, but for the most part, we just wanted to have a vlog series that kind of gave you an insight into what we're doing, and to show you everything that we've got going on and all the progress we're making as people and as parents. And the first one's not going to be so fun. It's more of the introduction, but we hope here in the future to be able to bring you guys along. For example, the last couple of years, we didn't last year, but the last couple of years prior to that, we would cut down our own tree for Christmas. And, we have a bunch of different traditions that we do, and just to kind of show you guys just what makes the coffees, I guess.
So I guess with that, I am Tiffani. For those of you who might not know me personally, maybe you come from Aaron's side of things, maybe you just stumbled across this, however you stumbled across it. I am 23 years old, mother to this sweetness, who is our first baby. I guess some things that you might see me talk about. I was recently diagnosed with polycystic ovary syndrome, so I feel like that's something that plays a big part in my life when it comes to, diet and losing weight and stuff like that. I am applying for bachelor's programs right now to be able to finish up, mainly online. I'm a nanny, so I have 3 little kiddos that I take care of, which is super fun. I do get to bring her with me, so I have her day in and day out, so I almost have the double life of a working mom and a stay-at-home mom, so that can be hard sometimes. We both really like to cook a lot. We're working on meal planning, being more effective grocery shoppers, that kind of stuff.
Well, to your point about grocery shopping, we do a lot of our shopping at Aldi, and depending on where else, with Tiffani being with us being parents, we obviously have some access to Wix. So one of the things that we used to do, and I think really would have been neat to to vlog at that point, was just playing sales and coupons.
Yeah, we're great at sales.
Yeah.
We can like walk in somewhere and save like $75 by the time we walk out.
So we want to show you guys that too. I mean, there's all sorts of aspects to it. There's shopping. There's so many.
Ooh.
Okay. There's so many different things that go into it. With the shopping and the cooking and just there's so much that goes on every day. And we both work roughly 8 to 10 hours a day. And as much as this is our way of kind of reclaiming our lives and doing more than just working and coming home and sleeping, we want to also encourage you guys that are watching or that are following along. Like, if we can do this, we have been, we've struggled more than anyone else I can think of when it comes to sticking to, a healthy eating schedule and an exercise schedule. So in the end, we're hoping this will help us accomplish that. And, knowing that if we can do it,
people are watching.
then that everyone can do it.
Other things we might talk about, we are really trying to get into budgeting right now. We're trying to make sure we're being effective with our money, especially since tax time is about to roll around. We're trying to make sure that we are using that money effectively, paying off some credit cards that we have. We've definitely gotten caught up in the credit card loophole right now.
Well, and, there's so many different, things that go into it. And, like you said, with budgeting, it's one of those things where, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. And then you look back and you get caught up in it and you're like, oh my gosh, now we have all this debt. But especially with the move that we're wanting to plan, budgeting is going to be big for us. But I guess before I go any further, though, I should probably introduce myself. I'm Aaron. I am Tiffany's husband. I'm 24, obviously the father to this thing, or not the mom, as I'm sure she and other people have said.
We're mom, not the mom.
So I got, I don't know. I try to stay busy. I work. Just actually recently got a new job working for the county here in Indiana, northern Indiana, the city that we live in. Work for the county. I'm also going to school full time at Full Sail University for sportscasting, trying to follow the broadcasting dream. Something I've always enjoyed was talking about sports. For those of you that follow along super closely into my life, you know that I have my podcast, The Brew. So that takes up a lot of time. I've made a lot of great friends, met a lot of, good people through that. And, working almost full-time, not quite full-time yet, but also going to school full-time. That's where that kind of balance comes in that we're trying to achieve. And it's not easy by any means. There have been some late weekends of doing, assignments that, you put off a little too long. But, other than that, I have a decent amount of time off as of right now, which is nice because I get to spend a very healthy amount of time just with Rosie and I to kind of establish that relationship. I think a lot of parents forget how important it is to make sure that both of you are spending plenty of time with with the baby. And
especially since I do take her to work with me, we pretty much spend 24 hours a day together, just me and her. We do also Cosleep, which whatever your opinion on that is your opinion on that. So she really she mainly sleeps with me, on my side of the bed, that kind of thing. So she really does have a lot of opportunity to establish that sort of relationship with me. So we want to make sure it's super important that she does get that opportunity to establish that relationship with Aaron as well.
But when I say that there's so much going on in our lives between on my side the podcasting, school and work, and Tiffany's got working full time 50 upwards of 55 hours a week with her kiddos, and then it doesn't stop when you come home. We're gonna go home tonight and spend an hour and a half and clean the house, something we've been putting off for a few days. So for us, when I say there's so much that we're going to talk about, there truly is. And it's, one of the things that I said earlier that I think kind of that I want to resonate with you is just reclaiming our lives. Things are busy, things are messy, and sometimes it's nice to just stop, press pause, realize nothing's going anywhere, clean, cook, do something to, take control. A lot of people think that when you have kids, I don't know how many times I heard while you were pregnant and then after Rosie was born. And if you told us this, like, this is no offense to anyone, but like the whole you'll never sleep again. First of all,
she's a great sleeper.
She's a great sleeper. I felt like the anxiety that I had came from the advice we got.
Right.
Because, when she was born, I mean, the minute she was born, and we'll actually on another video kind of talk about that story. But afterwards, it was so calming. There was never a moment where I thought I didn't have this. And you spend all this time like, am I going to sleep? Am I going to get to be an individual? And there are struggles with that, but I've gotten to play, I've gotten to revisit some old hobbies, video gaming the last couple of days. And so it's possible to still be an individual on top of being a parent. But is there anything else we want to throw into the intro?
I don't think so. So we'll definitely do a lot of videos together as a family, but there are probably some things that, maybe I'll do a video of on my own. Aaron will do a video of on his own, because we both have different experiences. We don't experience everything exactly the same way. So I guess if there's any questions you guys have, we can address those, or, always feel free to reach out to any of us.
We'll never just throw advice down your throat, but if you ever, see something and maybe something we've said that you want to get an elaboration on, we're going to post these on Facebook. We'll have them on YouTube.
That's the other thing. We will also have a Facebook page that's dedicated exclusively to this, where we'll post these videos, but we'll also post pictures, use it as kind of a blog platform as well. Just another way for us to, maybe we don't want to make a video about it, but we have something to talk about or write about or something like that. So whenever that's up and running, we will post that link in the description as well, so you guys have access to that. And
then when it comes to the videos themselves, we really wanted to go with an organic flow. Really, I mean, give you the raw uncut of what our lives are. So
right, this isn't something we're doing for glamour. If people watch it, great, but it's more for us and for remembering that some things that have become super mundane to us, like maybe going to the grocery store doesn't always feel super fun, but it is a big part of our life, and these things are big parts of our lives, and they're stuff that people do every single day. So just kind of like Aaron said, reclaiming some of those things. So it's not just we've gone to work, we have to go grocery shopping, like we both are trying to enjoy these things again and giving a different perspective, seeing it from a different perspective, So,
we'll have these videos, which might run anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes, depending on the topic. Obviously, we both sometimes get caught up in talking about stuff, so they might run longer.
We're both talkers.
Feel free to pick and choose. I used to have a boss that used to tell me when it comes to like advice and stuff like that you take what you need and leave the rest and leave something behind of your own, because we're learning too.
Don't expect you to watch every single second,
So we'll have these videos, and then we might sprinkle some smaller ones in if we're at the grocery store and we have a little tidbit of information that we want to share. There also might be some shorter, little 20, 30-second videos, or a little bit longer here and there as well.
So I guess some things to look forward to at some point. We will give a little tour of our house, talk about that kind of stuff. And we also have 4 fur babies at home, so you'll probably get to meet them at some point. But really just any part of our life that we feel so inclined is stuff that we'll put out here. So
feel free to ask plenty of questions and follow along. I know that we might have some close friends and family following along. We might have some people that we've not spoken to in a while. So I agree. Rosie says that it's time to wrap it up, Dad. You're talking too much. So we do hope you guys enjoy this. This is for us, but it's also for you guys. Excuse me. But again, Aaron, for those of you that didn't catch that, this is Tiffani
Baby
and Rosemary. We appreciate you guys tuning in, and we look forward to experiencing life together.